Saturday morning, sitting here doing my quiet time, and was having a thought I wanted to share. So I went on to Facebook this morning, and I saw one of our members in the Why Waiting Works community posted a comment about how she was, single. She didn't want to be single. She was feeling lonely. She was, too tired and beaten down to find her purpose. And I left her a comment, and I just basically said, look, feelings aren't facts. Feelings change. Weather the storm, and just go to God and pour out your heart to Him, and complain and just tell Him how you feel. I mean, I've done this over and over for the last, 15 of the last 20 years, let's say. But last night I was getting off of work. I mean, even at work, I was just feeling like, I was in one of my moods where I was like, sometimes I just don't feel like pushing anymore. I don't feel like working. I understand what she said when I feel too beaten down to find my purpose. Sometimes it's like working on yourself and working on the vision. After a while, you're like, I don't feel like doing this anymore, So I was like, which is kind of normal, I think, for the end of the week, if you pushed hard. But, we had a go-kart event last night, and I was like, really like, not even really wanting to go, to be honest. Like, I was like, I just wanted to go home and just watch TV or something, veg out. And I went, some of it out of obligation, but I had a great time, when I got there. I had a blast. We laughed, we went out and got pizza after. We just had a great time. And it just reminded me about the importance of community. And what I want to tell people out there, look, I know that this waiting journey isn't easy. It's not. It's so hard. But you can't sit there and feel sorry for yourself. You just can't, because it won't change anything. It's only going to make things worse. Like the first 6 years that I was a Christian, I just was like, I just kind of isolated. And I was feeling like that girl felt, like I don't want to be single. And I feel lonely. And I just basically was like, well, if I can't have that, then I'm not going to do anything, like a little kid. Imagine a little kid, but like, well, if I can't do that, then I'm just not going to, eat or whatever. And parents, some parents will fall for that, but God won't. God cannot be manipulated. So He'll let you sit there and be miserable, because either you're going to crush this season of your life or it's going to crush you. And you need to, in order to crush it, you need to be very intentional and push back, and that's what City Fam, has done for me. And even not City Fam, just community, right? It's like, look, we're gonna crush this season together. We're gonna find a way to enjoy life. It's not always gonna be easy to do this. So that's why we're in it together, and we're gonna push each other, and we're gonna go out and we're gonna do fun things. We're not gonna wait to enjoy our lives until we're in a relationship. No, we're gonna do it now, and we're gonna become the best version of ourselves in the process. And when we walk down the aisle on our wedding day, we're gonna look back at this season and know that it made us stronger and we became better because of it. Not that it crushed us. And the only way that we're going to be able to do that is if we do it together, because we're not going to be able to make that journey and become this better version of ourselves alone. So like, look, I know that that's the answer. I know that community is the key, that you can't get through it alone. And that's why I work as hard as I do. That's why I work so much, because I'm trying to build this out for people like that girl that posted that thing, because I know it sucks. I lived it. And we will build it out. We're going to build a whole process out to help people, not like a framework to not only do life together, but then to pull people in and help them become the best version of themselves and live very intentionally. And we're going to make massive changes to the world, I believe. But listen, until then, you have to do your part. Get involved. Get involved in City Fam. Go find a faith community and get involved. Get into a small group that's doing life together. You cannot sit there and wait for God to change your circumstances before you enjoy life, because you don't know when that's going to be. I tried it for 6 years. I isolated. I went to movies every weekend, waiting for God to give me a wife, kind of like a baby pouting, thinking like, well, God's got to see how depressed I am. Surely He's going to come through for me. No, it wasn't. He didn't. He let me backslide, and then I rededicated, and I realized, oh, I'm supposed to use this time to, do something. And so you figure out what that thing is and then do it. The quicker you do it, the quicker you'll probably be out of this season, of your life, and you'll be able to meet that person, because you will become a different person in the process of doing whatever God calls you to do. Like, the sooner you can get through your wilderness and into your promised land, the sooner that wilderness period is over, so you gotta go. So I don't know. That's my thought. Like, look, we're working as hard as we can, but you got to do your part, and if that means, like I said, find a faith community, find a small group, get involved in City Fam, even if it means attending a virtual event or whatever, do it. Just, get plugged in. That we have things for people to do regardless of where you live. If you want to give some time, send an email to contact@cityfam. We'll find something for you to do in your skill set, in your passion. But you got to push back. You cannot let this season crush you. You got to crush it. So that's my word for the day. I hope it helps somebody. Push back.